Hi everybody, it's Sam and Lo from Roadloft, and today we're going to talk about all the savings that our minivan, the minivan life is allowing us, so that way we can travel more. And for us, you don't need a big budget to do the road trip of your dream and to travel often. It's just the way and the camper that you're gonna choose that's gonna make the matter. For us, the minivan is allowing us to do a lot of savings on different aspects, and today we're gonna tell you all those different aspects of saving.
Exactly. So first off, before traveling in a minivan 6 years ago, we were traveling mostly in backpacking, going in different countries, South America, Central America, Asia. We were mostly doing this because it was affordable and it was more accessible to us.
Yeah.
And then
at that time we were students, so we really had a small budget.
Exactly.
And this is what.
And even after being student, like it was still affordable, and we wanted to travel for a long time. So America and Canada and the United States was kind of inaccessible. Like it was too expensive, and we didn't know how to travel into this area on a budget. So
when we think about the price of a hotel room for one night, and the price of gas and all these activities and restaurants all together, it was not affordable for us to think about having even a week or 2 weeks in Canada or in the States. But since 2016, we found this amazing way to travel with our minivan. We're traveling now for 6 years around the United States and Canada, and we did a lot of road trip, and sometimes even a road trip. Well, the first road trip were lasted 8 months each, but then we did some 4 weeks, 5 weeks. We're also traveling with this method on weekends as well, so this is what we really love, because it allows us to travel even in our routine, and when we're working at home, we can go out in the weekend and just enjoy nature, but as well we can do amazing road trips. So right now we are in Badland National Park, that is in South Dakota. We're on a 5-week road trip, and mainly we were in Yellowstone and
so
Grand
South
Teton.
Dakota and Wyoming.
Yes, exactly.
So there is two major points where we're saving while traveling in this kind of camper. The first one is the cost of acquisition, and the second one is the cost of use.
Yeah, and on the cost of acquisition, we don't often think about those costs when we're considering a different kind of camper or solution, but it's really some costs that are always going to be there, and that has a major impact on your budget and the amount of money that is left to travel and to enjoy actually.
Exactly.
So so the first cost.
The first couple of costs you'll have, it's first acquisition, then insurance, license plate, maintenance, and storage. So acquisition for this kind of vehicle, these vehicles are everywhere on the road, so they're just a normal everyday car, so it's not really expensive to buy, and then you just put a kit inside it and it's ready to go. And we have a kit for a lot of model of vehicles, so then you just have to shop and just to find out which one you want. There's some minivan or some SUV that are more expensive, there is some that are more affordable, so that way it's really you can go either in the new car or to you can start with an older car and then switch it later on. And then there is the license plate. So because it's your everyday car, so the license plate is the same price as your everyday car, so it's not there is no extra cost on that. And this is really because we have a non-permanent conversion. If you would have any screw holes or anything in the car, even if it would be a minivan, anything permanent would have made it in the classification of an RV, and that would higher the license plate cost. And it's the same for insurance. So for the insurance, since it's your everyday car, you just insure your car normally. And then what we do is with the house insurance, I would say. I don't know if it's how we say it, but on the habitation insurance, because we're carrying a lot of stuff with us, we have our outdoor gear, we have our cameras and stuff like that. So we're just saying to our insurance that we're gonna carry this with us, and this is our house insurance part, and they are covering an amount
of all of our gear that we're carrying with us.
Exactly.
But they don't increase the cost of like our car insurance. They don't increase because we have a non-permanent conversion kit. And really, they consider it as it would be the same as we carry like a cooler in our van. So there's no extra cost.
So there's no extra cost for that.
Yeah.
Then there is the maintenance part of it. So because it's an everyday car, it's the same price as your regular car, so you don't have an extra car to take care of. Because it's a small car, spare parts are really cheap, so it's really convenient to repair, and it's not a trouble to repair anywhere. So you don't need a specialized mechanic to work on these cars. So it's pretty easy to deal with.
So that makes a lot of difference with the other type of camper van, because we're saving a lot on all those aspects that would be way more expensive if we would have permanent camper van conversion or a bigger camper van.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then maintenance, also the whole conversion kit system, it doesn't really have any maintenance. There is no pump. All the electric components are separate, so it's pretty easy to take care of. You don't have to do maintenance before the season and after the season. Like I can see just saying that my father, he has a big trailer, and every spring he's preparing his trailer, doing the seal again, making sure there's no water coming in. I mean, our car, it's just our car, so we don't have to check every spring if the water's gonna come in. So it's pretty simple.
We save on time as well. Like as you said, we don't have to spend that time to do the maintenance or just the regular one, just to be sure that we don't lose our value on our big trailer or stuff like that. And your father is a really manual person. He's really like, he have a lot of manual skills.
He's skilled.
But I mean, like
he's spending at least one weekend in the spring and one weekend in the fall to make sure everything's ready for the winter or for the season. So
even if he has a trailer of the year and that it's a really high quality, he still have some maintenance. And we don't with our kit, and also like with the Roadloft kit, that's what we really like with our company. We really wanted to have like a durable product. We are choosing the highest material because of that, because we don't want
highest quality material.
Yes, thank you. Highest quality material, because we don't want our kit, our structure, to lose its value, and we want our customer to travel for many years. Like we want them to don't have to even carry about their kit for 10-20 years, and that is still going to be intact. So so we have a lot of saving on all those first cost, if I can say, before even like hitting the road.
There is also another thing, which is storage.
Oh yes.
Like some people doesn't have the place to store a trailer or a bigger camper, so sometimes it can be a hassle, or it can cost a lot of money every year just to store it for the winter.
Well, depending where you live.
Depending where you're living.
But if you're in Canada or in the east part, you're gonna have to store your camper van if you want to keep his value. We don't have this hassle with our
for
van.
Sure.
Yeah.
So how we design the kit also, it's that it's pretty compact to store, so you can put it like in your
any
house.
Room. Yes.
Any room. It's pretty compact to store, so it's not a hassle, and you're just driving your everyday car for the winter, so it's pretty convenient. So that's a major cost also you're saving with this kind of camper.
Yeah, so all those acquisition costs, you're not even hitting the road, and you still have all those costs to pay. So for sure it reduces the amount of money that you have left to travel. And we have some costs, of course, but we are saving on all those aspects. So it gives us a lot more of money to travel and hit the road. And as soon as we hit the road, we have 3 major costs that we are facing and we are saving on. And the first one is really the major one.
So the three costs are gas money, accommodation, and food.
Yeah, exactly. And the first one is the main one.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, it's really the one that makes a lot of difference, is the gas consumption. So if you compare it with any bigger camper van, any way of traveling, I mean,
any hauling like trailer, it's gonna be cost effective, that's for sure. Yeah,
so we are now traveling with our Chrysler Pacifica. It's a hybrid car, but before, so it's the first year we're traveling with. The last 5 years we had our Dodge Grand Caravan, and the gas consumption of so every minivan has a different gas consumption, but
this one right now we're doing about 7 to 8 liter per 100 kilometers. Sorry for American folks out there that we'll put the conversion right down here, like we'll write it down. Yeah, mile per gallon. We don't use that. Sorry for that. And then with the Dodge Grand Caravan, we were doing about 9 to 10 liter per 100 kilometers. So it's still pretty affordable to travel with this kind of camper. While we're doing mountains, for sure, with the Grand Caravan, we had a bit more cost because
but on the average we were consuming around 9 liter 100 kilometer, and when
9 to 10,
and with this with the Chrysler Pacifica hybrid we're now at 7
to 8. But the thing is that because when we go in mountains, when we go down, we're recharging, so we get some like extra kilometer to do on electric. So we're
it's
gonna
pretty
do the cost efficient.
Yeah, we're gonna do the math after this trip, and gonna have another video on how much van life costs, so how much this trip costs us, and we're gonna know better like
exactly
what was
what's
the mileage with
what's the difference from
hybrid.
this car, from the hybrid to the Dodge Grand Caravan, and then compare it to other campers, just to, so you can see.
So if you compare it with a bigger camper van, we're consuming at least like the half of the gas consumption of other camper van or other trailer and stuff like that. So on that way, it gives us a lot of freedom, and because we can easily change our itinerary. If the weather is not good to a point, we can just decide to go 300 kilometers further because over there it's beautiful, and it's not like a major cost, and it doesn't hurt our wallet, if I can say. It doesn't hurt, like it's
this
not
is really
considerable.
A French,
yeah, but we
French,
have a
expression translation.
Ça fait mal au portefeuille. So yeah, but it's not a matter for us really, like because we have all those savings in this. We have this flexibility on our budget because we have a low gas consumption.
Exactly.
And that is really nice, just to feel that we can go far.
And it's also more like still driving a car, but it's more eco-friendly. So the carbon that we're releasing is still less than any other camper. So it's still better.
Yeah. So
it's
that
not
was
perfect,
the first.
but it's better.
No, exactly. And then after you can like compensate.
Yeah,
and
for
everything.
sure. Exactly.
And so that was the first major cost when you're traveling, and the second one is gonna be on the accommodation. For us, we really like to be spontaneous on our road trip and to have the freedom of like changing our itinerary and stuff like that. So because of that, we're camping always in places that are free and that are in the nature most of the time. So boondocking and free campsites, so stuff like that, like in the national forest and stuff like that. So we realized that we are doing the exact same thing as the people that has bigger camper as too. Like we meet trailer, we meet like Sprinter van, ProMaster vans that are sleeping next to us in those beautiful places.
So we're going to the same place, and often there is even roads that we cannot do. It's like written no trailer or no big RV because it's pretty curvy roads to go up to. So sometimes there is only small vans and small camper. Yeah. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, so we were in Grand Teton, and in Grand Teton in the national park, it was $60 to sleep for one night with no service. It's just like you're pitching your tent and it's $60. And about 5 minutes out of the park, so really, really close, it was super close, it was free for 5 days. Yeah. But you had to, You have
like 100 spots, so you can just move from a spot to another if you want to spend that much time, but we didn't want to.
Yeah, so it was pretty convenient, and it's pretty easy to travel and to not pay any accommodation. So you're saving a ton of money.
I mean, like every day we're not paying those costs of life. That money is used for our gas mainly and for food, which is going to be our third cost, but I mean, like we are saving on that. And also, if we want to go to a campsite, most of the time the campground is gonna ask us which kind of car we're traveling with, and we just say, well, we have this minivan. And so they are So the cost is mainly for a small tent. It's not for a bigger RV or a trailer.
Usually they put us in a small tent
area
campsite, so it's the cheapest they have. Like we don't need all the stuff around in a campground.
Exactly.
So
a lot of saving, and definitely we can just use our money to travel, to enjoy and stuff like that.
To do more activities, to go to restaurant and enjoy food.
Yeah. So. And anyway, we realized that we always end up at our campsite like when it's dark and we leave in the early morning. Most of the time we love to find like the beautiful place, a beautiful view to cook, like now. So we had our breakfast here, so we were camping in the national forest, which was beautiful. We could have had breakfast there, but we are kind of not morning people too much, so we want to like travel a bit and then have a breakfast somewhere else.
We like to choose the spot we'll have our breakfast, even for lunch and dinner. So sometimes we'll just go at the perfect place to have like the sunset, and we'll cook dinner there. And once the sun sets down and it's dark, we'll move to the camp spot. So it doesn't really matter where we're sleeping at.
No, and
it's just like we park, we sleep, we wake up in the morning and we leave.
And for the shower, it's another subject, another topic, but we're gonna go maybe to those campgrounds and stuff and ask and pay for them, but sometimes we won't spend our money to sleep over there.
Exactly.
But, so that was the second main cost that we're saving on.
Yeah, and the third one is the food. So basically it's not, we don't have to go long and large on that subject.
No.
We can carry plenty of food in this camper, so it's about 10 days at least.
Yeah, with the design we had, like our layout in our van, we allowed a lot of space, and we kept a lot of space for the food storage because we like to be autonomous on the road. Yeah. So we have like a big pantry with all our dry food, a 40-liter fridge, and then another space for all of our water. We were carrying like, how many? 20 gallons of water?
No. 20 liters.
20 liters of water, and a lot of propane can as well and stuff. So that way we are fully autonomous, and as you said, we have around 7 to 10 days of food autonomy.
And sometimes even more, it just depends. Like most of the time we go do grocery after 10 days and there is still food in the camper van. Yeah. Last time we did grocery, we spent like 150, we went crazy, a little bit too much, but we spent $150 US dollars in food, and everything is stored in the camper, and it's not like overpacked.
No. Everything has its place.
Exactly, everything has its place. So you can store plenty of stuff inside this. So we just cook. Normally we eat the same food that we would eat home. The only thing is that we really like to go in a restaurant and to try different food from different culture. So because we have all those savings before, we like sometime to, not for breakfast or lunch, because breakfast or lunch is, we like our routine, like toast and stuff and coffee. It's pretty much the same. But like for dinner, we really like to experience different culture and restaurant. So we like to go to restaurant, and it's pretty nice.
Yeah,
to do
but it depends where we are traveling. So if we're in a national park and there is pretty much nothing, we're gonna have all this food autonomy. So we're gonna be able to cook every meal. But in our trip, maybe we're gonna go like when we're crossing a city, and sometimes we're gonna just choose to have this nice experience to have a dinner. And this is really like, we can do this, and we can, like, we have the budget to do it because we're having, as you said, like all those savings.
And there was this lodge in Grand Teton that was so amazing. Huge bay window, view on the mountains with the lake underneath. So it was just better to eat there.
And that makes the moment special. I mean, we had a glass of wine, and we had like all this sunset view on the Teton, and then it was just like a nice surprise to find this restaurant. And we would think this restaurant to be non-affordable, but it was really like affordable, so that was really nice.
We have the freedom to do this kind of stuff because we're saving on everything else. So we'll do a video and explain all the costs of this trip, so you'll see how much it can be cost effective.
But the main idea of this video was to tell you that you don't need a big budget to realize the trip that you want to do. You don't also need like 5 weeks or anything. Like even for small weekends, our minivan allows us to go on spontaneous getaways, to just be in contact with nature and to enjoy, to relax, to go out of our routine a little bit and then come back fully refreshed and restored. And for that, like, we can do it often, and we can do also like in long trip, because we have a camper van that fits our need and fits our budget as well. And we don't feel that we are restraining ourselves, like, not at all. We feel that we are doing the exact same things that people are waiting their retirement to do so. And I would say, like, you don't need to wait for your retirement to do so. Life is now, and like, I mean, you can have a way to do it. So
yeah, we encourage you to go back in nature and try to reconnect with the nature, and just enjoy yourself outdoors. And
yeah,
thanks for watching, and please write some comments below on what you think about this video and what you think about the budget saving we're talking about. So it's an open discussion. Let's talk about that. And thanks for watching again.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day, and please go outdoors.
Yeah, we wish you to hit the road and to go explore all the beautiful nature we have in here. So have a good day. Bye.